Hey everyone, Chip Kosei, Laws for Life, next edition. With hurricane season upon us, I would like to talk to you about something called the Louisiana Valued Policy Law. You've probably never heard of it, and immediately after Katrina, I learned about it for the first time. So what is the Louisiana Valued Policy Law? What it means is that if your home is a total loss due to one event or the other, you get the coverage limits of all available policies. So let me tell you about a story that happened to a friend of mine. His house was flooded during Hurricane Katrina. A few weeks later, I believe it was maybe Hurricane Rita rolled along, there were a bunch of tornadoes. The tornado took down the rest of the house, or it shifted it off its foundation. There was some sort of structural engineering conclusion that the house was a total loss. What I learned from speaking with him, which is very valuable and I think should be imparted to you all today, is that he got the entire policy limits of both his flood insurance and his homeowner's insurance. It is a safe haven that was created by our legislators long ago to protect consumers when they suffer this kind of loss. So how do you prove this claim up? First and foremost, be aware that you cannot rely on the insurance company to advise you of this. They'll keep this quiet. Secondly, they are going to hire experts that are best for them. So I'll give you a quick story. There was an earthquake in California many years ago, and they had the insurance company provided all these building owners of these 10 and 12-story buildings with structural engineering certificates by their chosen structural engineers that stated that the building was safe, it was structurally intact, and so forth. Well, then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, these buildings start falling. So there was a class action lawsuit, and it was discovered against the insurance company that the structural engineers that were signing off on these reports, many of them were dead 10 years earlier, or they didn't exist. It was nothing but a bunch of forgeries. And I'm not saying every insurance company does that. I'm just trying to relate the fact or the importance that you need to be proactive for yourself. So first and foremost, hire a qualified structural engineer, vet that structural engineer, and make sure that they don't do predominantly insurance work, because their loyalty is going to be to the insurance company that pays them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, not you who has one claim. So make sure they're truly independent. Get a structural engineering report, see if your home is sound, and beyond all of this, the biggest reason is because you and your family are going to go back into that home and you don't want to be killed or maimed in some fashion. So get a structural engineer. Also, it's important to get what's called an independent contractor. This is a person who can come in and can measure, take measurements of everything that needs to be repaired and price it out. Again, you can't rely on the insurance company for this, because what they will use is national statistics of average costs for sheetrock and plumbing and so forth. If you remember, after Katrina, supplies were in such demand and they were so hard to find that the average price for sheetrock, let's say, was about 3 times the national average. So if you rely on their statistics, you're going to be paying the difference out of pocket. Make sure you get that independent adjuster to give you a proper report on all the measurements and unit costs that are relevant for this area at this time. I sure hope this video helps you during this hurricane season. Hope you don't need this information. If you have any questions, email me, chip@koseilaw.com. Thanks again.